best value out of Rookwood as a community asset? Well, I think the first thing to say is we're building on something that already has incredible value as a community asset. So I think we're sort of setting the bar almost too high to start with. I mean, this is a golf course that, on average, has between 30 and 37,000 rounds of golf played on it a year. It had 40,000 rounds of golf played on it last year, and that was with a quarter of the year taken out by COVID. And we need to be valuing that, not just in terms of income, but in terms of the well-being hours that's providing to the community. I think the other thing is that to say, again, on the theme of protecting what's already there, Rookwood is not just part of a wildlife and biodiversity ecosystem. It's a key part of almost a financial business ecosystem involving Warner Nature Reserve. There's a symbiotic relationship there, and the argument is made, oh, but if we only just build on a bit of it and turn the rest of it into a park, well, it just doesn't work, because the way it works at Rookwood is the golf pays for maintaining the land that is around the nature reserve, and that land provides a buffer against the nature reserve and the rest of the built environment. If you start chipping different pieces away of that, it's not going to work, and all of a sudden we'll then be told, oh, but now we can't afford to maintain the country park. Well, that's because it's not being paid for by the golf anymore. So first step is, protect and what's already there. But I think moving forward and building on that, or rather developing that, is get more investment into the facility. Well, the private sector is only going to invest in the facility if they've got security. So we need a longer lease over the golf course, possibly putting it, I don't know whether there's any issues with the current manager or not in terms of whether this is performing as well as it could do. Well, put it out to tender if need be, but give that security so that they can invest. And also, I think particularly on the northern side, I'm no expert, but having walked around there quite a bit during lockdown, there's lots of paths and areas. The criticism is always, oh, the northern half's not open to the public. Well, A, I don't think that's true, and B, I think with some quite small changes, it could be more accessible to the public than it already is. But there's a challenge there at making sure that doesn't, again, upset the harmony with the nature and the wildlife. I'm sure there's a natural equilibrium that needs to be not disturbed. But I think there must be some space to make it a little bit more accessible at a relatively low cost.